So Caleb, tell me about your journey to Hardin-Simmons. How did you end up getting here?
So I came to Hardin-Simmons in 2017. All of our personal items, furniture, were all moved here. We're going to be moved here for us via a moving company. I get the bad call that the truck is overturned on the north side of Abilene. They bring the truck back that evening and it's half full of our stuff, or at least what they recovered from the site. It was hard. The day of cleanup, when we figured out where everything was at, again, it was just up there on the north side on 20, made a call to the only person I knew in Abilene. I knew no one here before. Mike Jones, at the time, was my boss in the art program, and he made some calls really quickly, and like in maybe an hour or so, like we had about 12 or 13 different people from HSU show up on site, literally just coming to help us like rummage, collect, and recover whatever we could, and also kind of help clean up the area. So it was crazy, frustrating, sad, but also very hopeful. Coming into an area where you don't have any community and then suddenly being surrounded by people very quickly was kind of a game changer in the moment. We were asking all kinds of questions, whether or not we should stay or not. Or is this a sign that the Lord says we don't need to be here? What is this?
Yeah, welcome to Abilene.
Welcome to Abilene.
So what do you love about teaching? Why do you love students?
I love that there's this opportunity to take a lot of the things that you've already learned, and I'm in a creative field, and be able to teach and impart a lot of this creativity back to these students who are still trying to figure out who they are, what they want to do, but to also give them some kind of direction.
You're in photography and visual arts. You've got to be a visual person. What is your favorite part about either photography or the visual arts that you've experienced personally that you've been able to share?
Everything looks one way to an average person, but I tell my students all the time, you're not an average person. You're here to express an idea that isn't commonly held or doesn't actually get understood easily, and so this is your opportunity to really do something with it. So I love getting to do that.
We have a creator and we have creativity. What relationship do those two have?
The whole Genesis story, of course, is kind of a good opening space for kind of talking about how, how the universe is formed, how the world is formed, how people are formed, and all of the things in it. And how God's hands are intimately woven into every little aspect of that. There is no one thing that isn't touched, no one thing that isn't spoken into existence. I'll use this picture often with my students, as often as I can share with them about my perspective and beliefs in God, is that, like His words, if you really just take it for a moment, like His words literally are creating things. You are made of a language that you may not be able to fully understand, but you are made of something intimately created and understood from the very imagination of God.
Wow.
So I love that.
That's pretty deep. Okay, something a lighter note, not so deep. One thing that you could do the rest of your life, if you had to choose, what would that one thing be?
Playing with my kids.
Really?
Yeah.
And tell us about your family.
Yeah. I love my family. I have a beautiful wife, Michelle. We both met in college at UT Arlington. I have 4 awesome kids. We came here with 3 of them, and then the last one was born here during the pandemic. So that was really entertaining. They're wonderful. 3 boys and a little girl to top it off at the end. That's awesome. So, yeah, love them to death.